Hello and welcome to 9 Months, India's first and only comprehensive show on parenting and pregnancy. In the first season, we brought you all the woes and joys of pregnancy, and in this season, we are going to bring you the same for the most important phase of your life, that is parenting. How to take care of your baby, your family, all your joys and all your worries. So welcome aboard. I'm joined by two renowned experts, pediatrician Dr. Barkha Chawla and lactation consultant Sonali Shivlani. Thank you both so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for calling us.
Thank you for having us here.
Of course. So Dr. Barkha, one of the very important questions that most new parents have is how to swaddle their baby. So is there any correct way of doing so?
Before the way, let me tell you first, best thing is swaddle only if your baby is comfortable. A lot of babies are not comfortable being swaddled. So don't actually make them cry when they are being swaddled.
So it's not compulsory?
Absolutely not.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Okay. The other thing then, there are a few basic principles you have when you swaddle a baby. Okay. Swaddle not too tight. Keep it firm. Don't extend the joints. I've seen people actually extending and putting a lot of pressure on the knee joint, which is absolutely wrong.
Yeah, they pull the baby's leg and then swaddle.
Yes, nobody grows in height because of swaddling. Let me tell you that. A lot of people feel that.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So just keep it comfortable. Swaddle it, keep it firm, not very tight. Okay. Let your baby be comfortable when your baby is being swaddled.
Yeah.
Use a cloth which is clean.
Yeah.
Okay? Wash hands before you swaddle the baby, because you're going to touch the baby. You're going to touch the skin of the baby. So wash your hands. So these are basic hygiene. How do you swaddle? There are various ways. You have these ready-made swaddles which are available nowadays, which you can use it, which have the Velcro attached to it.
Exactly, they're very easy actually.
Yes, and the other one is the traditional methods that you have, where you use a long cloth, you make it like a triangle, you put your baby a little somewhere, not exactly in the center, off center. You put and you swaddle your baby tight enough.
Okay.
That's important.
I think one of the things I was taught by my doctor was don't tie the knot below the knees.
Yes,
tie the knot above the knees. Otherwise, it can cause a knock-knee syndrome.
Okay. So
that's something I learned with my pediatrician.
That's a good tip to keep in mind, definitely. And another very big challenge that parents face is the diaper problem, right? So how do you select the right diaper for your baby? How do you make sure your baby is comfortable in it? How do you make sure that diaper rash is prevented? And how often do you then end up changing the diaper?
Now you have a big market of diapers. You have all sizes available, right from the newborn to as much as even for the larger babies. When you choose it, choose the diaper first coming up to the size. Choose it as per the weight. All these diaper brands do have the weight mentioned on the package. So buy a size which is appropriate for your child. You have diapers for preterm babies also now. So you can use that in case your baby is really very small. That's about the size. When what is the diaper that you choose? Choose a diaper which is soft enough. Just touch on it and see. It should feel soft. You don't want something that is really hard and is constantly touching on your skin. So can you imagine
the baby's delicate skin?
Can you imagine how the baby will feel if a continuous hard surface is going to touch his buttock area, his genital area?
Yeah.
When you're tying the diaper, especially the ones that you have with the tape, don't tie it very tight. It makes the baby very uncomfortable, does not give a lot of space for the urine to get collected, which gives a higher chance of having diaper rashes, because the more it is soiled and more the soiled diaper is in contact with the skin, the skin tends to get excoriated. Okay, the superficial layers get washed off, plus with the urine being over there, which is a source of harboring the bacteria. The bacteria comes in contact with the fresh skin that is there, and that is why these diaper rashes and infections of the genitals are very common. So you have over-the-counter diaper rashes creams which are available. Those, especially the ones that have zinc oxide, they are wonderful as preventers for diaper rashes.
So Dr. Barkha, how often do you recommend that parents change a baby's diaper to ensure that the baby is comfortable and to ensure that there's no diaper rash that takes place?
Like I said, you should keep a watch that there is no over-dampening of the diaper. But I suggest you keep changing the diaper at least every 4 hours. Okay, not longer than that.
Yeah.
The basic rule is to maintain a good diaper area hygiene. So take care of that. That's more important.
Okay, so make sure it's not damp. Make sure it's clean at all times. And
absolutely.
Okay, great. That's good to hear. You know, another very pertinent topic is the bath regime that babies should follow, whether they should not be bathed and what kind of products then should be used for the baby. So because they've got very, very delicate skin. So again, what do you recommend to new mothers who ask you this question?
Let's break it up. First, coming up to the bathing regime. First 24 hours, no bathing, no sponging at all, okay? Because your baby tends to lose a lot of heat, okay? Your baby can become hypothermic. So it's more important that first 24 hours, nothing. You just take your baby and wrap it up and you can start your breastfeeding.
Okay.
Your first bath also will be after 24 hours, but we recommend that no bathing till 1 week, till the umbilical stump falls off.
Exactly.
Okay, you can sponge your baby daily. Okay, after that you can start your regular bathing regimes. Suggest you can use a bathtub. There's no problem. But you keep yourself prepared before taking the baby for bathing. Okay, so keep your water. Check the temperature of the water. Okay.
Check it with the elbow typically, right?
Yes. You can even check it with your finger. There's no problem.
And actually, it should be tepid. It should, you know, in Maharashtra especially here in India, we keep the water scalding hot.
Yes.
And that's not so much fun for the baby.
So it should be enough to make you feel comfortable. That's the basic rule.
Okay.
Then you keep all your bathing stuff ready. So your soaps, your shampoo, whatever you have, you just keep it ready, your towel ready. You do not want to take your baby and then search.
Because you can't even leave the baby on a bathing chair.
You never leave your baby alone in the bath area.
Not near water.
Don't keep water flowing. That's another important thing. Okay, so keep the water already ready. Don't keep like the tap flowing and then you have, it's very, it may just spill on the baby and it's actually uncomfortable. Once you've taken, and never leave a baby unattended. That's most important. Okay. Now, once you're done with you bathe on a regular, the way you do, make your baby feel comfortable, make it happy. So you can, sing songs for your baby.
Yes.
The baby is very responsive. So even a 1 week old, you sing songs for the baby while bathing, he's going to love his bathing. In fact,
my daughter loves singing. Even if you're completely besura, she'll enjoy it.
Absolutely. Okay. Now coming up to choosing the cosmetics or the baby products which are there. So you have to see to it that they should be hypoallergic, paraben-free, having a neutral pH. So because the baby's skin is very sensitive. Okay. And products, in case if there is some problem which is coming up with the baby skin, do ask your pediatrician for other dermatologically friendly products which are good for the newborn skin. So choose products which are
pediatrically tested also products.
Yes, absolutely.
So dermatologically tested, pediatrically tested, pH neutral, paraben-free,
hypoallergic,
and pH neutral also, right? And paraben-free.
You can also do a little patch test, I think, before you use it all over the baby.
Yes.
So that you know and you can bring it to the doctor's attention and always try a different product if that particular one doesn't suit the child.
Okay, that's great. So any allergies or rashes, you should test the product
maybe
before.
Behind the knee. Apply it for a little while, wash it off, apply it again the next day. And if there's no reaction, you're good to go.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Also, people use a lot of, stuff like besan and other types of dals and their attas for using. Don't do it. It only excoriates the superficial layers of the skin and causes damage. It doesn't get the hair out. There are a lot of myths about it.
Absolutely,
it doesn't get the hair out. It only damages the skin, so don't use any of those.
Yeah, the tradition versus the modern way, right? So for me personally, like I was using Baby Dove products because of all the factors you mentioned, pH neutral and hypoallergenic and tested properly, pediatrically tested, dermatologically tested, but also because I like the brand proposition, because all the other brands speak about just the safety factor, but this was actually bringing to the front a lot of benefits also that are there for the baby. So I've really enjoyed that, particular range of products, absolutely. And even in terms of moisturization, you had mentioned earlier that, babies have very delicate skin. In fact, the babies lose moisturization 5 times faster than adult skin as well. So in that case, again, is it okay to sort of use moisturization on your baby's skin?
Now let me tell you. So there are 2 things that are there in this. One, they have a larger surface area, so the skin loses the skin loses the moisture very easily. Second is the layers of the skin that are involved. They are very thin as compared to an adult skin. So again, they get damaged very easily. So you should moisturize the baby's skin. Again, use products which are dermatologically tested, neutral pH, hypoallergic, paraben-free. It should be like a mantra in your mind. And use it, and you should moisturize the baby's skin. Otherwise, eczemas are very common in the newborns.
So for me, like every time I moisturize my daughter's skin, I always run my hand through her skin because it's so soft and sort of, that nourished feeling.
It also gives a touch to the baby, which increases the bonding. So even when you're moisturizing, besides the massaging, even when you're moisturizing, it's giving a touch to the baby. And your baby feels better.
So a very crucial aspect for a newborn is the vaccination. So how should parents plan a baby's vaccinations?
See, your first vaccination is done immediately post-delivery. So that is taken care, the birth vaccination. every pediatrician in general does give you a vaccination chart along with it, and your next vaccination comes at 6 weeks. Okay, I suggest you should meet your pediatrician before and your pediatrician will give you a vaccination date when you have to come back for the vaccine, not for a regular checkup, but for the vaccine.
Right.
I suggest you should meet your pediatrician before the vaccination date and know about the available options that are there. So there are these, you know, at 6 weeks, you have the option of an cellular vaccine and a whole cell vaccine. Know the advantages, disadvantages, the cost factor. Then even in the pneumococcal, there are 2 types of varieties of vaccines which are available. Get to know better from your pediatrician. What are the types, what are the protective efficacy that are there with either of the vaccines. So talk to your pediatrician before your vaccination date. Get to know what vaccinations are there, which ones you pick up, and then go for your vaccination date, so that when you're going over there, you're not really anxious and you're not actually put into a state of shock like, okay, these are the vaccines that are, you're prepared for it. And also, post-vaccination, fever, lump, especially after the 6 weeks, is absolutely okay. Don't panic about it.
Okay, that's good to know.
And maintain your vaccination chart. Don't lose it. I would tell every parent is, don't lose your vaccination chart. It means a lot to the baby's future.
And it's actually as important as your passport and your Aadhaar card. You need to keep it.
I've actually kept mine almost semi-laminated.
Because the schools ask for it, your visa formalities require it, so it's really essential.
But keep it safe for a long time, not only till 5 years. I see parents losing it after 5 years. So keep it safe for a long time.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, this very interesting aspect that I faced as a new mother is the interplay of modernity versus traditional ways, you know, that we touched upon earlier also. So this entire thing of Kala Tika will prevent nazar, to do the mundan or not to do the mundan, to use sarson ka tel or to use branded products. How do you deal with parents who come to you with these questions and show them that, you know, actually their way is the right way? They don't have to get so detailed into, you know, these hassles that are not required.
Everybody uses kajal for Kala Tikas, okay? Now, let me tell you about the kajal. A lot of these commercially prepared kajals have lead in them. Okay, and when you apply, lead itself is an irritant. It can have systemic absorption, can go into your body, and over the time, if lead gets collecting in your body, you have problems which come up. You have lead toxicity and signs of that which come up. So kajals are best avoided. Now, there are a lot of parents who come in, kajal we've made at home. Okay, so you should. But then there are other factors, how you store it. It tends to get contaminated. There are a lot of allergens which could be there. You're using your finger to put in the kajal on that lower eyelid. Okay, again, that is a source of infection. Plus, when you're bathing the baby, okay, or when you're trying to get the kajal off, we have the nasolacrimal duct which has the opening in the inner side of the eye. This kajal tends to go into the nasolacrimal duct, and your duct gets blocked, because of which you can have recurrent eye infections also.
Oh God, okay.
So I think it's better avoided. If you want to use it for whatever purposes, keep that Kala Tika somewhere else.
I think our culture is steeped in all of these various myths and etc. And I think it's best for the mother to follow her own instinct and not get burdened by people telling her X, Y, and Z.
Exactly. I think you have to learn how to trust your gut. Even if you're a new parent. That your way is actually the right way, it's the best way for the child, right? Because you'll never do anything that's not the best way for your child. That's something to keep in mind. So to wrap up our episode very quickly, what are the red flags for a newborn? Anything that, any time that parents should panic, any time that they should not panic? What are the instances?
Red flags are very important, and you should know your red flags. Not feeding, not responding enough appropriately as the child would do, not passing urine, very high fever, any kind of convulsion or an episode in which you see an abnormal movements of the body which are noted, okay, looking sick. The mother is going to be the best one to tell you, my child is looking sick. These are the red flags. And the baby looking blue, especially, you know, if your oral cavity is looking blue, I think inform the doctor immediately. These are signs you need to rush to the hospital.
Okay. I think from my breastfeeding end, I'll just add the urination bit. All mums should keep track that their baby passes urine a minimum of 7 times in a 24-hour period. That means your baby is fed well and you can close your ears to everybody else.
Good. These are such good insights. You know, I think a lot of parents really panic, especially when you're a first-time parent. You don't know what you're dealing with, and you read books, you hear the advice, but ultimately it's the real experience that matters. Thank you so much for all your insights and inputs. I think it's going to help parents everywhere.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So there you have it. I hope this puts all your worries and your concerns to rest, and it helps you understand that there's no right way or wrong way. There's only your way, so trust your way. Thanks for watching.